Okay, I think we have done what we supposed to do for this semester for mathematics for big data or machine learning for big data. Okay, now we will have a final PBL presentation of many, but Sudip will give her his presentation of final PBL report.
Thank you, Professor, and good afternoon, my colleagues. Okay, I'm here to present my final PBL report of our machine learning for big data subject. Actually, it's very long, so I'm gonna explain shortly. This was the format that Professor has provided at the beginning of our semester, so I just try to make it more better than before, as Professor told before. So like my participation and those and this kind of questions as before I have just kept here. So my total participation here, I can see like this total inquiry 47, number of response 67. So these are the participation number in question and answer.
Which is moderate?
Maybe. So, and I try to write some answer about the class satisfaction and those things. And
You did
yeah,
was excellent.
yeah.
You think
Thank you, Professor. And as a friend, I wrote Savage and Phil, because Phil also helped me a lot. So I mentioned their name. And there is no any comment about this PBL report, because I'll explain that one later, our final comment. So let's go to some questions below. Here, these questions which Professor provided in before midterm. So I just try to write my main Q&A participation here about early decomposition. I wrote summary, and I uploaded a small note about Frobenius theorem to find out the highest eigenvalue and the smallest eigenvalue. And also I uploaded some notes about the paper about matrix animation and polar, which was uploaded by Professor, and I asked one question where Ahmed, you replied. So this was the questions and the notes that I summarized down. And Professor uploaded some videos about Hadoop and other topics, where I try to watch all videos. It was really fast actually. So I try to understand the videos, and I try to find out more materials, where I included references below, and I just try to summarize. And another thing about the last class, our growth rate, I try to take some pictures from lecture note and try to explain this one. So what have you newly learned and improved yourself from this class? Actually, this was the new, this is my first semester, so this idea was totally new for me. So when I came here discussing about these things and discussing question and answer in Q&A and learning, asking question and the comment, these things were really new. So I really appreciate this idea, and actually I would like to thank to our professor for this wonderful idea. So other activities, what we learned in this semester. Actually in week 1 we learned about math for big data, like some basic concept about algebra, some matrices, where we did one homework also, true and false. And we review our undergraduate mathematics and math for big data. Lecture 2 we talk about early decomposition. Here I have highlighted some points, okay. And closed key decomposition, also we explain that one. In week 2 we discuss about math for big data. Lecture 3 pseudo decomposition, where u asterisk u equals to 1, u is called unitary matrix. This kind of things we explain here, and this is the formula down. We can see I have highlighted the main point. And we also discuss about the Frobenius theorem, which I told before I summarize. Also Graham Smith on process, this all the process I have included here, how to find out this one, and I have highlighted actually all, so you can understand easily. So week 3 we discuss about Jordan canonical form. Actually Jordan canonical form is little bit complex. So here finding I, dimension of eigenspace corresponding to the eigenvalue lambda I, these kind of things we learn, and we also discuss about the block, and if the one corresponding eigenvalue vector is given, then we can find out another one, those kind of things we learn. So linear algebra and tensor also we will discuss, and matrix and Google search engine. So this is the main formula that Google search engine use it, and there are thousands of eigenvalue behind of Google search engine. So because of that, they they give the algorithm to highlight the high ranking pages, so that when we search we can find out the good web pages at first. So before Google there weren't those kind of pages, and I mean there were some web pages, but whatever we search they couldn't provide those things. But after coming to Google, Google has fulfilled all the desires. So week 4 we discuss about singular value decomposition. Actually this is all the process, so I highlighted everything number wise. So polar decomposition we discuss. Also in week 5 we discuss about JCF using dot diagram, and in week 6 we discuss about general eigenvectors and matrix function related to here dot diagram. So after that I went to week 9 and 10 together, where we discuss about matrix and graph theory, because 7 and 8 we were discussing about a midterm and presentation. So week 11 we discuss about data growth rate, that I summarize like taking picture. There are thousands of data here, we can see in this picture. I think it's a little bit blur because I took a screenshot. So and week 12, 13 and 14 we are discussing about a presentation, like pattern of team 1 discuss about pattern R, team 2 is statistical learning, team 3 cluster analysis, team 4 introduction of data mining. And in week 15 and 16 we were preparing our final project and the presentation. So far I have tried to cover main topics that we learned in this whole semester. And below, and this is second part of my PBL, my work which I did in this whole semester. Following topics are related to my works which I did during this semester. I mean I didn't copy from others. So far I try to summarize all the lectures. Lecture 1, summary of class 2, class 3.1, because we have 2 classes in a week, 3, 2.
So he was the only one who summarized the whole classes, each class. Then you didn't do it?
Some, yeah. And but we try to add more and more. So
Miss Chan, you did not summarize it.
so these are the summary that I did. So
But did you read what he summarized?
till class summary of class 11, data growth rate, that I uploaded above also. And these are the homework, second part that I did, homework 1 since first day of class. Actually I got little bit comment from professors because I missed first and second class. I didn't register and I didn't do these 2 homeworks. When I came to class and professor, did you do homework? Professor asked me. So I said, which homework? So so later on I went to Q&A because I was new in Q&A. I didn't know about those system. So later on means now I am totally familiar with Q&A. So these were homeworks. I tried to do homework true and false and calculus problem, very simple problem I tried that time, engineering mathematical problem, and I explained what these figures and what does this question, these answers show. And algebraic problem, keyword decomposition, I try to find out like this, and the sage work. SVD and other calculation through online calculator, different kind of calculator I try to find out. Just give a matrix and the tools will calculate everything, whatever you need. Just you have to click on the boxes. So you can get everything, singular value decomposition, keyword decomposition. And I try to solve JCF by says. I have mentioned here figure, and this is the explanation. So for JCF, and here I couldn't find out the correct code. So actually, Ahmed, he gave me correct word. So correct code. So I was able to find out this kind of matrix. So I explain about these things. So actually, thank you. And this one, I try to wrote this one.
How you gave him the proper code? You made what was the problem?
That was he was trying to implement the Jacobian matrix, as I remember. But he was trying to solve that.
So this is third part of my work, Q&A participation. So this one was already explained before midterm, so I will go to after midterm part. These things. So
we don't need that long for that.
after midterm, so I try to finalize our discussion about this one. Wrote small load our relationship between curve fitting and Vandermonde matrix. The professor asked this question, so everybody has tried to answer and summarize. So this was my work. I tried, and these were the references I used. Similarly, other things like writing about SVD or professor's questions, those things I tried. So these were I did in Q&A. Also some answers that professor gave me. So I added little more about JCF with figure from lecture note about this Jordan canonical boxes and algebraic multiplicity, those things. And here I summarize our discussion. Actually it's long, so I'm just trying to make it short. About SBD revision, after making the midterm PBL report, I uploaded this one. So after midterm, these were discussion that I did about the Hadoop and other topics that I wrote a small summary about the professor question, and I used Sage to construct a graph G that in graph lecture. Those things I uploaded this one. Team 2. Actually, after midterm, we were focusing on presentation. So that's why most of the part were related to our presentation and references. So those things I try to upload here, and some question actually name uploaded about the pattern recognition. So I asked question where Ahmed replied. So I try to summarize that answer. And about growth rate and those things I try to upload in Q&A. Also here professor asked one what is a hierarchical algorithm, where everybody tried to answer, and I also replied this kind of answer. So I uploaded some information about supervised and unsupervised learning, and I summarized and I gave answer about pattern recognition, which I explained before. Those things I did. So number 4 of my work is my Sage work. I try to find a value decomposition, which I uploaded before with screenshot. QR decomposition, SVD, and about k-mean in our example, cluster example, I took help of Xiao's example. He has already done for his presentation in Sage. So I took those codes and I tried to find out how can we construct cluster after giving the command. So state one page of your final comment. Okay, this one actually I would like to thank to our professor for his wonderful lectures. He has guided us for whole semester with wonderful knowledge and ideas. About this report, this is the best way of evaluating our work and activities of every month. After filling this form, I have realized that how much time I have given for this course. So that means I can explain that how much time I gave to understand these kind of summaries. Also, I followed our professor's way or not, so I can explain properly now. And in my view, this report is very important in every semester. So, and the final comment about regarding the class. I have learned so many new things related to mathematics and data mining. I was totally new in this subject. After taking this course, I am well familiar with data mining and basic concept of mathematics which are required to analyze data and the other real life application. So, and as well as the presentation that we gave about the different topics like statistics, clustering, K-mean clustering, and our project. So everything helped me to gain more knowledge. So I would like to thank to our colleagues and professor for your help, cooperation, and everything that we did in this whole semester. Thank you. And these were the references that I use. This project, this computer format is, I think, changing something. So this was the project that we presented before. I added at last. So that's all. Thank you.
Okay, so the semester is over now, so you can enjoy your summer break from now on. Thank you for your hard work for whole semester.